Hello everyone, I am Nazi Hassan. I am an assistant professor at TMIMT Tirthankar Mahavir University, Muradabad. I welcome you all in today's session, which is based on a subject called Advanced Cost Accounting. We have discussed many things related to cost accounting in the previous sessions. Now, moving on further, we will discuss more topics related to the aspects of material control. We discussed ABC analysis. Now we will discuss economic order quantity, which is one of the very important tool and technique of a material control. Economic order quantity. Economic order quantity is the ideal quantity of units a company should purchase to meet demand while minimizing inventory cost such as holding cost, shortage cost, and order cost. This production scheduling model was developed in 1913 by Ford W. Harris and has been refined over a time. See, when we are studying economic order quantity, there are two concepts which are coming. One is holding cost and one is ordering cost. Economic order quantity you can easily identify from the name itself to ordering the quantity which is economical. Every time the manufacturing concern or a firm is faced with a challenge that how many number of units should it order so that the company should not go either in understocking or overstocking of a raw material. Now we will elaborate more on this concept that what technique should be adopted in order to identify the economic order quantity. Economic order quantity is based on two concepts, that is holding cost and ordering cost. What is holding cost? Holding cost are the expenses involved when merchandise remains unsold. Holding cost, these are the expenses which makes up the which includes the cost which are incurred in holding or storing a particular amount of inventory. These costs make up a percentage of the overall cost of the inventory. The cost of damaged or spoiled goods and storage space, labor, and insurance are all included in companies' holding expenses. Moving on further, when a company keeps unsold inventory in a storage or a godown, it adds to holding charges. When a product is ruined or damaged, the price of that is included in company's holding charges. Labor, insurance, and storage charges are all part of your holding cost. For example, a certain amount of raw material is kept in a store. The charges, the cost will be which will be incurred by a company in storing that particular amount of raw material will be a part of your holding cost. It can be your godown rent, fact lighting expenses of godown. It can be salary of a gatekeeper of a godown. These are all part of your holding charges. Next is your ordering cost. Ordering costs are the expenses your company incurs to purchase and receive the product it stock in its inventory. The cost which is incurred in ordering a particular amount of a product or a raw material are said to be ordering cost. Ordering cost. These ordering costs can include your shipping expenses, unexpected transportation cost, inspection fees, and other expenses necessary to acquire the inventory products. Now, what is the link between economic order quantity, holding cost, and ordering cost? We can well understand this concept with the help of a diagram, which is given. On one axis we have cost, on another axis we have quantity. Holding cost is moving upward, ordering cost is moving downward. When number of units are increasing in a store, it is quite natural holding cost will increase. And we are ordering, when number of orders are increasing, naturally ordering cost will go down. Economic order quantity is where holding cost and ordering cost are minimum. So you can see from the diagram, when ordering cost and holding cost are intersecting each other, that particular point is known as economic order quantity. Advantages. So you can say economic order quantity for any firm are the quantities that are best suitable for ordering the product. Your inventory and storage cost may be costing you too much money if your orders are too big. You won't be able to satisfy your client's needs if you place order that is too little. Finding the sweet spot where the company makes the right order size and maximize profit is made easier with the help of a tool called economic order quantity. Business determines their appropriate order size by calculating the economic order quantity, which enables them to meet the demand without going over budget. Economic order quantity is calculated by inventory managers in order to reduce holding expenses and surplus inventory. It makes no difference if your company offers furniture, appliances, jelly beans, or airplanes. You can nearly guarantee that determining the economic order quantity for any product you buy will have an effect on your profit margins. Measuring and adhering to the EOQ can be beneficial for any firms that handles inventory. Now, what are the basic advantages of economic order quantity? First is better order fulfillment. Optimal economic order quantity guarantees that the product is available as and when required. There is no time gap between the demand of a product and ordering a particular product. This could result in higher sales and hence the client experience will be more happy with the firm. Next is less over ordering. You can prevent over ordering and excess cash tying in inventory by accurately predicting what you need as and when required with the help of a tool which is called economic order quantity. Next is less waste. Obviously, when you will order the exact amount of units which are in the demand by the firm, naturally there will not be neither understocking nor overstocking. So there will be less wastage of inventory. Next is reduce storage cost. You should have fewer things to store when your ordering meets demand. This can result in decreased expenses for utilities, real estate, insurance, and other related services. Quantity discounts. You can take advantage from the supplier of the quantity discounts when you're ordering something in a bulk amount. By carefully scheduling your orders and by carefully calculating the number of orders, you can take the best advantage of the best bulk order quantity when you're ordering anything from your suppliers. Next is, though there are certain advantages associated with the economic order quantity, everything comes with disadvantages also. First is low quality. Low quality or out of date information provided by a purchasing manager will lead to computation of orders which are not required by the organization, thereby resulting in ordering the low quality product. Outdated systems. Outdated systems have the potential to miss out on saving opportunities and contain incomplete data. This issue can be resolved with cloud-based ERP or inventory management solution. Next is business growth. Companies with steady inventory requirement should use the EOQ calculation. Relying solely on EOQ may result in inventory shortages in a business that is expanding quickly. Seasonal requirements. Sometimes EOQ does not work well with the products which have seasonal requirements. While seasonality can make EOQ more difficult. This is due to the possibility of significant fluctuations in consumer demand throughout the year. Now the formula. For calculating the EOQ, certain formula is prescribed, which is EOQ is equal to 2 into A into B upon C to square root. A is equal to annual demand, B is equal to order cost, and C is equal to annual storage cost per unit. Annual storage cost is always calculated at per unit of a particular product. When we will take square root of all these calculations, definitely we will arrive at economic order quantity. To best understand how economic order quantity works, here's an example. Let's say a business uses its ERP platform to determine demand, order cost, and holding cost per unit per year over the last year and expects similar demand next year. Demand from last year was 10,000 units. The average cost was $5,000. The holding cost is $3 per unit per year. Now we will input these values in a following formula, where 2 into 10,000 is the annual demand, S is your ordering cost, and H is your carrying cost per unit. And when we will put all these values in the formula and take square root of all these values, we will be arriving at economic order quantity, which is 5,774 units. Now we have studied some theoretical aspects related to economic order quantity. We will understand this concept more efficiently with the help of a numerical. Let us see. The question given in front of you is, a company purchases 1000 units of a material at rupees 70 per unit in a year. The cost of placing one order is rupees 35. Cost of investment is 6%. The cost of insurance, rent, and other storage expenses is rupees 2.80 per annum. You are required to calculate the economic order quantity. For that, first of all, we will write the formula. EOQ is equal to 2 into A into O upon C and square root. 2. Then we know what is annual demand, that is 1000. We know what is ordering cost, 35 divided by 7, carrying cost. Now how we calculate the carrying cost? Let us see. Carrying cost, interest which has been calculated, rupees 70 is, as we all know, we always calculate carrying cost on per unit basis. Rupees 70 into 6 by 100. Rupees 70 is price per unit. Cost of investment is given 6%. So interest is calculated 70 into 6 divided by 100, which will give you the value of 4.2. Insurance, rent, and other expenses, which is given 2.80 per unit per annum. Then it is again your carrying cost. We will add interest plus insurance, rent, and other charges and other storage expenses, which are given in the question at value of 2.8. We will add both these things and we will arrive at a final carrying cost or a storage cost, which is rupees 7. So we will put this value in the formula under the value of carrying cost, that is 2 into 1000 into 35 divided by 7. C is your carrying cost, which has been mentioned in the formula and for which we have calculated the value of rupees 7. After calculation and taking square root of these values, we will arrive at a value of rupees 100 units, which is your economic order quantity. Now next is economic order quantity, which has been arrived as 100 units. Now number of order per in a year are calculated with the help of annual consumption and economic order quantity. Annual consumption is 1000 and economic order quantity we have already calculated over here is 100 units. So annual consumption divided by EOQ will give you 10 orders. Again I repeat, and frequency of orders means how many orders we need to place in a year, that is number of days in a year upon number of order in a year. Number of days are 365 and number of orders in a year we have already calculated 10 orders in a year, to which will give you 36 orders. approximately 36 orders. So again, I repeat, annual demand is A, O is your ordering cost, and C is your carrying cost. Carrying cost is calculated with the help of an interest and insurance rate given in the question. Interest is given 6%, which will be calculated on rupees 70 per unit in a year, which is a price of a material, which will give you the value of 4.2. Insurance rent is given 2.80, which will give you the value which is already given in the question, and when we will add these two values, we will get the rupees 7. We will put all these values in a formula and we will get 100 units as an economic order quantity. Now the question is number of orders in a year, that is annual consumption upon EOQ. 1000 divided by 100 will give you 10 orders. Frequency of orders 365, that is number of days in a year upon number of orders in a year divided. After dividing them, we will get the value of 36.5. So definitely we will take it an approximate figure, which is 36 orders. I think this basic calculation of economic order quantity is almost clear to you. Now moving on further, we have another level of calculating EOQ. EOQ, the concept is same, how to identify economic order quantity, but we are taking in a very different manner and try to understand the concept in a more elaborative way. A factory requires, let's go with the question, a factory requires 50,000 units of a material annually at a cost of rupees 12 per unit. The cost of placing and receiving an order is rupees 45. Inventory carrying cost is, inventory carrying cost is 1.5% of the inventory value per annum. Calculate EOQ with proof. We all know EOQ is equal to under root 2 into A into O upon C. Annual demand we all know is 50,000 units. Ordering cost is 45. Carrying cost we have calculated over here. We all know carrying cost is always calculated as a percentage of average inventory. Here we got 12 into, that is price per unit of a material, into percentage given carrying cost 1.5%. This is not IDs, this is, please make sure, 1.5 in divided by 100. Price per unit into percentage given. So 12 into 1.5 divided 100 will give you rupees 0.18. This is your carrying cost. Now when you will input all these values calculated in the formula of EOQ, that is 2 into annual demand into 45 is your ordering. The cost of placing an order is rupees 45. It is given, divided by 0.18. Carrying cost we have already calculated over here. It will give you 5,000 units as an economic order quantity. Now what we are trying to do over here is we are trying to understand that economic order quantity always gives you total ordering and carrying cost at a minimum level. So randomly we have selected certain order size as a 12,500, 10,000 and 5,000, which is an economic order quantity, and 4,000 and 2,000. Now we will see how we will get the minimum of a total of ordering and carrying cost at EOQ level. We are trying to prove this thing that EOQ we are having a total of ordering cost and carrying cost at the most minimum level. So suppose 12,500. Now what will be number of orders? Definitely 50,000 divided by 12,400 will give you 4 orders in a year. Similarly, 50,000 divided by 10,000 will give you 5 orders in a year. Similarly, we have already calculated 50,000 divided by 5,000 will give you 10 orders in a year. Next level we move on to 50,000 divided by 4,000 will give you I think 12.5 orders in a year, which makes up to, we can take an approximate value of 12 orders in a year. Similarly, 50,000 divided by 2,000 will give you a figure of 25 orders in a year. So what will be the ordering cost? Ordering cost will be, we all know ordering cost is 45 and number of orders are 4. So ordering cost will be 45 multiplied by 4 will give you a figure of 180 rupees. Next is 45 multiplied by 5 will give you 225 ordering cost. Next is 45 multiplied by 10 will give you 450. Next is 45 multiplied by 12.5 will give you 562 approximate or ordering cost. Next is 45 multiplied by 25 will give you 1125 ordering cost. Next is average inventory. Average inventory we always calculate by order size divided by 2. Order size is 12,500 divided by 2 will give you the value of 6250. Next is 10,000 divided by 2 will give you the value of 5,000. Again 5,000 divided by 2 will give you the value of 2,500. Next is 4,000 order size divided by 2 will give you the value of 2,000. Next is your 2,000 is your in order size divided by 2 will give you 1,000. Now inventory carrying cost. We know what is average inventory. We always calculate, an inventory carrying cost will be carrying cost which we have calculated multiplied by average inventory. That means 6250 multiplied by 0.18, which will give you the value of 1125. Next is similarly 5,000 into 0.18 will give you the value of 900. Next is 2,500 into 0.18 will give you the value of 450 rupees. Next is 2,000 into 0.18 will give you the value of 360. Next is 1,000 into 0.18 will give you the value of 180. Now what is total ordering cost and carrying cost? It will be definitely 1125 plus ordering cost 180, which is 1305. Similarly, 900 plus 225 is equal to 1125. Next is 450 plus 450 is equal to 900. Next is 360 plus 562 is equal to 922. We are ignoring a 0.5 value over here. Next is 180 plus 1125 is equal to 1305. Now you can see we have calculated total ordering cost and total carrying cost, and we can see the minimum of total and ordering the minimum of total of ordering and carrying cost are at order size of 5,000 units. So definitely EOQ is our economic, so definitely 5,000 is our economic order quantity. Now moving on further, I again explain you with the help, I brief you up. First we have calculated economic order quantity. After that we have taken different order size, different economic order quantities, 12,000, 500, 10,000, order 5,000, 4,000 and 2,000. After that we have calculated number of orders. Number of orders are again 50,000 divided by order size, which will give you number of orders. Ordering cost is arrived at number of orders multiplied by price per unit of order, cost of per order, which will give you these values. Average inventory has been calculated for the purpose of calculating inventory carrying cost. So average inventory is order size divided by 2, which has given us these figures. Next is inventory carrying cost. Inventory carrying cost is calculated by average inventory into carrying cost per unit, which we have already calculated over here. That is 12 multiplied by 1.5%. So that comes out rupees 0.18, which will give us these figures. Now these figures are arrived by addition of carrying cost plus ordering cost, and we will analyze these figures. We will analyze that when we order 5,000 units, our ordering cost and carrying cost are minimum. So this particular 5,000 will be your economic order quantity among various order size. So I think this economic order quantity format is clear to you. Now moving on further, let us take one more step ahead in understanding economic order quantity. In advantages of economic order quantity, if I revert back to the slide, we discussed that when we order economic order quantity, there are chances we can get discounts from the suppliers. Sorry, here we go. So in this particular question, we will go through that particular concept of discount. Sometimes the supplier says that gives you an offer of supplying certain amount of units and offering you discount.